5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're now tuned into the 411 podcast and reading Between the Wines, powered by the Black Diamond Consultations Network. More than a podcast, this is a sanctuary for self-discovery, healing, and personal growth. Here, we explore what it means to live debt-free, not just financially, but spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Every episode is part of a journey across our weekly mentorship series: Spiritual Sundays, Mental Mondays, Transformational Tuesdays, Wind Down Wednesdays, Coaching Sessions Thursdays, and Financial Fridays. Each day holds space for wisdom, clarity, and real conversation. So grab your journal, pour your glass, and prepare to go beyond the surface. Because here, we don't just talk, we transform. And now, here's your guide through it all: entrepreneur, mentor, and founder of Black Diamond Consultations, Laren Gaines.
Welcome on in. Welcome to the 411 podcast. It is Financial Friday. This is also the final day for it's the last day for this 5 Restoration Live Part 2. And I have a very special guest coming in tonight. My friends, my brother, Alex Coquito, all the way from Puerto Rico, will be in the building shortly. I just saw him backstage, so he's ready. We're ready to rock on here tonight. Yeah, so we're ready to do this. But before I do this, I want to give a very special thank you to my executive producer. I want to thank God for giving me another opportunity to come out here and do what I love to do best. And of course, I could not do this without each and every one of you out there. This week we had so many great guests come on to help me facilitate this show here. So I want to give a very special thank you, Alex Coquito. He will be up shortly. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. Miss Queen Dawn Spirit, Marcus Johnson, Neil Jones Jr., author / poet Birdman 313, Shadara Ingram from Bay Beauty and Aesthetics. I also want to give a very special thank you to Miss SOS, Jonathan Martin Ives, Maddie Lee Mars, Sophie Davis. I want to give a special thank you to my niece Okita, my cousin Raquel, Shanti Refuge, She Will, Shambrika, Lachey, Me Sam, Amir, Antonio, Arminio, Onyx Blade. Did I say Ian West? I don't know if I said Ian West. There's so many different people out there who I have connected with and supported. They supported me over the years, and I would have to have a long list in front of me to be able to remember everybody. So, but if you rock with me since day one, you've been here, you popped in here and there, just check the facts and you'll be able to see it. I love you, and thank you so much for the love. And I also want to give a very special thank you to people out there on D Live. I appreciate you. I see someone out there on YouTube as well. Please do me a favor. Sharing is caring. So please share the video with somebody. Text somebody, tag a friend. Do whatever you need to do to invite them in, because it's going to be a great show tonight. Definitely going to be some breakthrough moments. Spiritual Sunday, we had Queen Dawn Spirit and Marcus Johnson. You know what I'm gonna do, everybody? I'm gonna just take me a drink. I'm gonna calm myself down a little bit. I'm gonna take me a drink and I'm gonna just bring it down a notch. I'm getting a little excited. Not only is this the last show, I feel like I'm just gonna come with some different type of energy tonight, but I have a brother who has helped me out throughout the years. So I'm just kind of excited to have him on here tonight. We've been working together for years. And it started here, right here on the 411 podcast. I invited him on here, and, the rest was history. So I'm going to back this up. Thank you so much for joining. Please do me a favor. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Share this video. I appreciate you. Anybody out there, wherever you come from tonight, do me a favor. Drop it in the comments. Let me know where you are from. All right, back this up. So we had Queen Dawn Spirit on for Spiritual Sunday and her business partner Marcus. They have a new business venture called Ascender. Please go ahead and check out that replay. Then we went into Mental Monday. I was like blown back by the amount of growth that my brother, Mr. Neil Jones Jr., brought. He kicks some knowledge, and I want to work with him in the future because I know we got some good stuff coming out of that partnership right there. Stay tuned for that. More information to come. Transformational Tuesday. We had a great show. I spoke about food. Like, I love to eat. I don't know if you like to eat, but sometimes when we eat certain things, it's no longer good for us. It could be from the physical aspect or also can be the financial aspect. One thing that I've learned is that you can have a little bit of everything that you want in life. You just can't get too crazy over any one thing. I'll say that again. You can have a little bit of everything that you want in life. You just can't get too crazy over any one thing. That aligns very well with Transformational Tuesday. Sometimes we just get so fixated, we get so stuck, and we just want. And sometimes we need to look back and ask ourselves, is this a need or is it a want? Is this thing right here that I want? Is this a need? Is this a necessity? Do I need this or do I just want it? Then we flowed into Wind Down Wednesday. We had author slash poet Birdman 313. Great wine. I sampled one of my favorite wines, the legendary Almond Berry, all the way from Cream Ridge Winery. And Birdman just ran it up with his poems, and we just spoke about real life situations, and that's what we do here, and we do it. I feel that we do it the best. So coaching sessions Thursday, I had my friend Shadara last night come in, and we spoke entrepreneurship. We spoke about this thing that's called freedom, and there's such a thing called financial freedom as well, but there are certain steps that you have to put in place in order for you to get to financial freedom. And in order for you to get to true freedom is when you can actually work for yourself and you don't work for somebody else. It's a lot there. It's a lot to unpack there. And I feel that we just hit the tip of the iceberg. We really didn't get into the whole, but check out that replay. All of the replays are available at laryngaines.com. And you can also listen to the audio version where you listen to most podcasts. That's Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Pocket Cast, Audacity, just to name a few. There's so many out there. If the 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines does not show up on your favorite platform, do me a favor and let me know. You can DM me, you can text me 609-200-1098. You also may email me as well, info@laryngaines.com, and we will try to get that podcast up on that specific platform. Now we're getting ready to go in tonight. This is my favorite part of the show, Song of the Day. Song of the Day, Where I Want to Be by Michael Jackson, released in 1983. I was 3 years old. And let me tell you that this record still hits. It just hits so hard. Still to this day. 1983, 2025. Still goes in. It's offered a great shows and performances album. This is from Michael Jackson and the Jacksons. So, we already know how it starts off. Michael says, I want to be where you are. Now, you know I remix things, and I take it there, so we're going to remix this record tonight. So, we need to be careful about saying what we want and where we want to be. Think clearly. Think very clearly as you are speaking these words out of your mouth. Proverbs 18:21, life and death are in the power of the tongue. We can speak life or we can speak death over our situations. This is why I say we write our own stories in life. I cringe most of the time when I hear coworkers, family members, friends. Sometimes people speak some ridiculous and in some cases some evil things over their own lives. This is something that I spoke about this week, and I'm still a work in progress because I found myself saying some of these things in an indirect way. but I hear coworkers say it and people close to me. And you got to be careful because whoever you hang out with, you are going to subconsciously pick up some of their habits and start saying the same things that they say. So, this is why we have to be very careful about the people, places, and things that we surround ourselves with. Things that we need to be very careful saying that I can't, I hope, I'll try. Take these words out of your vocabulary and just delete, delete, delete. And if there's anyone that is this close to you, and they just can't see the light, or they may not be able to see your light, guess what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to delete, 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 unsubscribe, unfriend, unfollow, do whatever you need to do to make sure that these individuals are removed from your life. I'm sorry, but I'm going to just have to keep it real. You can't take everybody with you. This is the first step in taking responsibility for your life, limiting certain people, places, and material things out of your life because they no longer serve you. Once you know better, you do better, but it's your job to go ahead and do something about it. The problem is when you know that certain people, places, and material things are no longer for you, but yet we continue to do it. So the question that I have to ask each and every one of you out there tonight is, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Sitting in prosperity? Do you want to sit in abundance? Do you want freedom? Do you want love? Do you want joy? Do you want life? Remember, life and death are comes from your tongue, comes from you. You create this. Look at your reality, everything that you have, that you experience, and that you're going through. There's only one person that's responsible for it. And all you need to do is look in that mirror. And when you understand that, trust and believe that things will get better. The problem is that sometimes that we don't want to believe that and we don't want to see it. And we just don't understand it just yet. Mm. We have to speak it and we have to look at the end. Speak it as if it has already happened. You have to see it before you see it. And I'm going to say it again. You have to see it before you see it. Matthew chapter 7, verse 7 through 8. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asks receiveth, and excuse me. For everyone that asks receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be open. Listen, I just look back at 2020 when I first started doing this, and I am not the man today that I was back then. And I am a living proof that I did not do this all on my own. All things are possible through God. And I just have to say, I'm just a living proof of it. I know full well where I've come from and where I am here today. And I know that I'm not responsible for it. A lot of things had to change. A lot of things I had to clean up. I had to sweep some things up. I had to remove some things out of my life. And once I did that, I was able to see clearer. Mm. Episode 57, Paycheck to Paycheck. We're going to speak about breaking the cycle tonight. Or are you ready to break the generational curses that have plagued your family for years? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired and ready to stop repeating the same generational habits that have been passed down from one generation to the next? I want y'all to just sit on that. Now, as I heated some things up a little bit, now we're trying to go ahead and bring in my friend, Mr. Alex Coquito, all the way from Puerto Rico. What's going on, my friend?
As the midnight moon rises, the vibes stay vibing.
Now,
Gotta call it back. Hello, everybody.
you said the vibes ain't vibing.
Exactly. I had to bring it back, ladies, and check out Midnight Vibes on YouTube. You'll understand what I mean by that. Welcome and hello. My name is Alex Coquito. I am a amateur hobbyist journalist on the side. I talk about the truth about Puerto Rico and news and everything else. I am also a co-founder of the podcast for underappreciated wrestling fans at PWF, member of the Evolve with PWF moderator of NXT Time with D-Walk. That's a lot of names, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta put it out there. And oh yeah, moderator of Conspiracy Corner, co-founder of Coquito Cabaret with my beautiful girlfriend Cardala at the time of this recording. We're still together. I love you. This is proof.
What's going on?
I miss life. I miss hanging out with you, sir. It was just it's like just unicorns on top of a lightning bolt and a rainbow, just natural, but out of nowhere.
It's been a minute. Yeah, like you don't even really need no introduction, right? You just go.
Of course.
This is my friend from Puerto Rico. We've been friends since like how long?
4 years.
4 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, we did 2 seasons of Midnight Vibes. Half of it's gone because of YouTube crappery, but the essence has always been there, ladies and gentlemen. But we went different paths, obviously.
Yeah.
You went to financial advisory.
Yeah.
I went to just, and if people don't know this, my first YouTube channel got erased because of controversy. And my second channel, which I had on the back burner in case of emergency, boop, just turned to the 4,120 subscribers and on the rise. So, thank you.
Congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, congratulations. This man has hustled and has taught me some things when it comes to, social media, YouTube, and all of that stuff. But it's work. You got to put work into it, and what you put into some things is what you get out. So you deserve all of that.
Thank you. I try. It hurts sometimes, but I try. Obviously.
We just spoke about that word try.
Yes, I know. I was listening.
Yeah. So Puerto Rico, what's the vibe like out there? What's it like right about now?
As of right now, military has been stationed in Saba and in the North. Shout out to my girlfriend with the, in the comments. As of right now, people are kind of like, oh, yeah, military is coming to fight Venezuela and the war on drugs, which we've been saying that for almost 30 years. Going on 40. Funny, huh? Anyway, other than that, Bad Bunny just finished his residency of 31 dates, 19,000 sold out every single one. He made almost 700. Actually, he made $700+ million. And he did.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
John Hamm or Josh Hamm, I don't know this guy. I think it was on like Mad Men. He was there hanging out there. The guy who says "We the best." I forgot what his name is. DJ Khaled. Yeah, he was there too.
Hold up, people.
Yeah.
Hold up, people. I got his book right here.
There you go. He was there. Couple wrestlers. Shout out to DJ Khaled. It was like a whole experience. And now there's some controversy in America because Bad Bunny's going to be in the Super Bowl halftime on February. I'm like, that's whatever. But ultimately, everything's just normal here in Puerto Rico. Crime is crime. Corruption is corruption. And if you live your life every day and go to sleep, then you're blessed. Basically. Shout out to my mom. Love you.
Absolutely. One thing that I know about Puerto Rico is that, same thing what goes on here is the financial literacy aspect of it. We all tend to lack financial literacy, and they don't teach these things in school.
No.
And it's set up for a reason to keep most Americans stuck in what we call the rat race. So I know what it is like for my community. I know what I have experienced growing up as a child. Certain things that were spoken or programmed into me and, people around me, most of our community. Things such as money does not grow on trees. Have you ever heard that in your community? Because it definitely...
Yeah.
We've heard such... I'll tell you what we've heard. Money doesn't grow on trees. I've heard that money is only for a certain type of people with certain skin tones. Okay. I just want to know if it's similar. I'm just reading a couple
Not
things.
it's not here. Here over my life, it was based on class. Like if you grew up on a certain place in a certain area, you were either lower class, middle class, or upper class. Plus, I've told you this before in Midnight Vibes. 78 towns. Each town is different. One town is ghetto, one town is country, one town is rural, one town is metro. Each person lives by where they live at and how they live at here in Puerto Rico. I live in a beach town where it's very chill. You can have the same job for the rest of your life, and then your son has that same job for the rest of his life, and then your son's has, and then you don't really financially try to do anything else. You get a house when you save money for 10 years. You get a wife. She have 2 kids. Then you work until you're having a heart attack around 65, 70, and then it just cycles on and cycles on and cycles on. That's the norm that's been happening for 60 years. You work until you die, and then repeat. And I don't understand why we keep doing this.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you that right there. I'm not quite sure that that's really the life. Now it happens here in the States as well because people just get connected to a job and they think that that job is their end all be all, and they work and they don't save, they don't invest, they don't put the money where it needs to go, and then they are forced to work until they die because they think that the government or somebody is going to come and help them with social security checks and things of that nature. And then when they get to that age, they realize, wow, I don't have enough money to live. So I guess I have to keep working until. So it's kind of like the same type of thing, I believe.
It is.
But
It is here. It is here.
Are there many entrepreneurs? Is it like a thing to be an entrepreneur?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It hurt my soul when you said that. I didn't mean to like against you, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at the fact that once he said entrepreneurs, Logan Paul's face just slid into my memory. I'm like, oh God. And I started laughing. But yeah, continue that sentence, please. Please.
I just like in your culture, in your community, is it a thing that we want to work for ourselves?
Now, I will say this on my own POV of life. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not represent Puerto Rico at all. Do not come at me at this. I'm just saying this what I see and what I experience.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of entrepreneurs, you don't see it here. And let me define what I understand as entrepreneurship. A person that is trying to do something new and trying to do something effective that will get them money, but also grow their idea into something bigger. Right now, I know Cardallo's even in the comments right now. One person comes to mind, and that's Bistro del Mal. Shout out to Bistro del Mal Luquillo. They are a private chefs, but at the same time, they're trying to make a community from farm to table, right? And they're trying to use abandoned schools that the Department of Education's left, which is around 268 to 284 schools right now in Puerto Rico that are abandoned. And you can use those places for gardens and or housing, right? So Bistro has been going to conventions and trying to do that. Her entrepreneurship is that, right? Just trying to make a place that you can grow your farm to table. But shout out to Cardi M. We went to a Puerto Rican expo, right? And all these people were there, or all these different towns. But there were also investors and entrepreneurs. There was this guy I never knew. He's like, hey, I made this solar panel that opens up like a flower. And then when the wind comes and hard stuff happens, it just closes up by itself automatically. You don't even have to go up here on the roof. That was here in Puerto Rico. We had some bankers. We had some people that were doing like, hey, you want to make a house? I know you want to make a house in cement because obviously you want to be hurricane proof. We can make this house with this product and this material, same price, less. They were just throwing stuff out there. So they are entrepreneurs, but they're not in places where you drive around, you look at the billboard. Hey, no, you got to look for them. You got to be invested in your own self to actually look for these people, obviously. For me, I went to the expo because I wanted to experience, because it was every town, as many towns as you can in one place. Free alcohol, free food, free vendil, free everything. But at the same time, you wanted to see what they were giving. Every town was an entrepreneurship in a sense. Here's Añasco, we got ice cream. Here's Ponce, we have alcohol. Here's Ceiba, we have boats. Whatever.
So it's
Yeah,
there.
it's there.
It's
You
there.
gotta look for it though.
Yeah.
You gotta really look for
Okay.
it. There's your answer.
But what you're saying is that, but majority, they're okay with working for somebody else. That's the thing to do, right?
Yes and no. In a large sense, yes. Everyone works for a company. Everyone works for a place. Everyone gets their paycheck. Everyone goes home. Mind you, in the majority, yes. But in the minority, there is a person that is in my town. They're called Champy Bowls. They're a pop-up food cart. We talked about this off air. Food cart that literally goes to the beach, and for $5 to $6, here's a fruit bowl. This is not frozen fruit. This is natural fruit from the island. $5-6. Here's some dressing that's like juicy stuff. Boom. They are 17 and 18 years old.
Wow.
They got their license.
That's awesome.
They got their receipts. They got their permissions. They got their permits. At 17, 18 years old.
That means that somebody, this could be, I'm not saying that this is what happens either. That means that somebody had grew them up to that, mentored them, programmed them that this is the way that life is going to be. Or, and this is a rare case scenario, they came from a very terrible, poor situation and they're like, we're going to fix this. That's what typically happens.
Think about it this way. I know that family in general, they were smart people, and they realized like they can go to school, finish school, go to college, do college, but they knew that even in college now is expensive. So you got to have a backing to do that. And if you know in Puerto Rico, and in Puerto Rico only, ladies and gentlemen, in my experience, any idea is a good idea until it fails. Try it. Right? There was another person I want to see before we continue. There's a person where the kiosk is, and ladies and gentlemen, Laren will see the kiosk at one point soon. But where the kiosks are, all 60 of them, across the street on the highway, literally you have to cross the highway, right? There's a guy that will cut your hair for $20. He's been there for 6 months. He's already been promoted by comedians and actors. He's just a humble guy. He's like, I know how to cut hair. I don't want to pay the rent in a barbershop. I can literally pay the permit for like $200 a year and just chill here. And people that I know, like, yo, I need a haircut at the moment. I'm like, yeah, go to the kiosk, cross the street. The guy's there from 9 to 5. He'll cut your hair with a generator. Boom, boom, boom. Set you up.
He figured it out. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's
the stuff that I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We're going to get into it. So, the title of tonight's show, Paycheck to Paycheck. I just want to put some stats out there. Most Americans, they don't have about $1,000 in their bank account to protect them in case of an emergency.
Yeah.
This is most Americans. Most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And this is another stat that I came across. Majority of Americans have at least one bill that they're 30 days behind on. Does any of these stats sound alarming or disturbing to you?
Yes and no. Yes, because a person should live paycheck to paycheck. But no, because I've known people that lived and died off that credo. You work off the paycheck to paycheck. You got to get a loan to do something. You got to get a loan to do this. You got to do extra work to pay off that loan for the next 20 years. Then when you're finally paying off that loan, you're feeble, you're old. All the dreams that you wanted to do are gone. And you're just sitting there in a chair looking at a house that you always see every day for 20 years. Like, that's the reality. This is not a scenario. This is the reality of one person that I saw. He lived his life paycheck to paycheck. He upgraded his house, but he had so much debt that he had to pay it over the time. He got pension, but paying that pension was to pay off the debt. And at the end of it all, he sat outside looking at a house every day. That's not a win.
No. And I say that a lot of people who experience something similar, I'm not saying that same scenario, but something like that is due to being addicted to the materialistic aspect of it. I have to have the big house. I have to have the car. I have to have this. I have to have that. Less is more, which I've said that before. Once you understand how this game is played, because it's a game, this is called the game of life. You know, they had a game, what was it, Milton Bradley?
Yeah.
That had something that was called the game of life. That one, Monopoly. Like, those are some ones that you want to, like, maybe go back, pick those games up and just study them a little bit, because there's some truth in these things here. But I say less is more. Once you learn how to play the game of life, less is more. The more things that you detach from, the better off that your life will be.
True.
But we're in this society where every time you open up your phone, you scroll left, right. This person has that. This has that. We are programmed to, like, sort of want some of these things. We don't need them, but we want, because what we see on social media and what we see, you know, with the coworkers and, you know, neighbors, you know, the term keeping up with the Joneses.
True. But it backfires sometimes, because there's a little bit more detail than that, Laren. It's more in the sense of, like, you don't have to have a materialistic background to even understand what the small things as well get you. Like, for example, right? My mom wanted the house that my dad bought, just modify a little bit, just a little bit. Like, hey, break the front yard, make a wall of that, make it an extra room. Okay, we do that. And then he's like, hey, and then it kind of snowballed from there. Hey, I want the back to become the open field, and I want you to make a tool house, and then I want you to make stairs, and then I want you to make a place to put glass bricks. And over time, I realized, I'm like, yeah, you keep getting into debt because of all these, like, small ideas that you want to do to modify the house, just to make it different from all the other houses that are around you. Because again, the houses that my mom bought were all made the same in the 90s. Like, this is all the houses on the block, and depends on you what to do with it. You want to modify it? Sure, but that's on your own dollar. And I realized that house that I grew up in, my mother's house, I love it to death, but it was a never-ending project that was like, what happens when my mom dies? Do I keep doing the project? Do I don't want to keep doing it? And like, again, I'm putting money into a place that it's generational. It's something sentimental, but it's still a cash vacuum that will never end.
It's interesting that you said that. I'll bring this up. Most people, they believe that a house is an asset. Do you think that a house is an asset?
For a big family, yes. For just you and your significant other, no. Because honestly, one can leave, and then you're by. Again, my dad passed away. Rest in peace. That house is just a house that my mom sits there in now. It's not a great place sometimes. And I will admit right now, I haven't passed by my mom's house in a month because it hits me sentimentally. It's something that, like, it's not a bad memory, ladies and gentlemen. My dad never did anything bad to me. Like, he was a great man in his own little way. He had his faults, but he was still a great man. But going to it just reminds me that he's gone. And some people can deal with it faster than others. Not this guy right now. So
I know
exactly. So with my mom, I feel the same way too. You grew up with this guy for about 30 years. He's gone. You wake up in the same area where you always slept in. You eat in the same area where you always ate. It's a repetitive cycle that will drive you crazy. And is that worth money?
Yeah.
So I want to say that.
Mm. So I will say
Yeah.
that most people think that their homes that they live in is an
Yes.
asset, but in reality, their home that they live in is a liability because there's a difference between asset and a liability. An asset is something that brings you money on a monthly basis, on a recurring basis. Um, I'm not quite sure what happened. I guess your camera went off
It's okay.
on a
Okay.
recurring basis. Um, that is an
There
asset.
we go. I'm back.
A liability is something that takes away.
Yeah.
So when you live in your home, you're not collecting rent from yourself. You're actually paying out a mortgage for the most part. And then if your house is paid up, you still have to pay out for any repairs that happen. The refrigerator breaks down, this
Mm-hmm.
happens, your furnace needs to be repaired. Anything that takes away money from you is a liability. So the only way that your house becomes an asset is if you rent it out and you are getting income on a monthly basis. So most Americans, most people, doesn't matter American
Mm-hmm.
and just in general, are sold this dream that yeah, you got to buy a house, you got to buy a house, you got to buy a house because it's an asset. It's really a liability, and the only way that it becomes an asset is if you bought that property to rent it out and have tenants.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually, yeah, because honestly, Airbnbs are the best way to do it now. Like, hey, you already know your house backwards and forwards. Just let someone else be like, oh my god, it's amazing. Remember I told you this back in the day when everyone comes to Puerto Rico. Oh my god, it's a beautiful beach and everything. I'm like, yeah, it's just a Tuesday for me, bro. It's not the same when you both look at it. Exactly.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I understand that. Like look, my grandma's house, for example, paid for everything. All I gotta do is turn on the water, and like fix the water, fix the light, turn it back on, and then kind of repair it. Right, a solid investment too because it's right by the beach. It's literally a 30-second walk to the beach. That's it. But like you said, you're 30 seconds from the beach, so your electricity is gonna get messed up every damn year. Your water's like your whole wall is gonna get caked up with freaking salt, so that's gonna be a problem. Is it worth an investment? I love my grandma's house and I want to use it to grow with me and my beautiful girlfriend. But I know that I'm going to need a lot of money to just maintain it at a regular pace. And then
Mm.
it's on a slant. So when the hurricane comes, that whole thing will get filled up too. So I got to make everything waterproof on top of that.
Right,
So
right,
there's
right.
always something. I'd say explore.
Yeah.
Go to someone else's house in the Airbnb. They're not gonna complain. They get money too.
That's why I say, like, take your time when you're purchasing. Make sure you purchase the right property before you just go ahead and jump into something. And I know some people don't like to rent, but there's nothing wrong with renting because guess what? If something breaks down, then guess what? You don't have to pay for it.
Nope.
That's your landlord's responsibility. But if you own your home and something breaks down, then yeah, you're gonna have to fork it out.
Hmm.
And on top of that, like I said, most Americans don't have enough to cover for some of these emergencies. And then what happens is we get loans, and then we swipe credit cards, and now we're in debt. And then we have to work jobs that we really don't want to work. And we have to, you know, do extra things just to make it work because
Yeah.
we got caught up in a cycle.
Yeah.
So
So I love you, Larry.
I want to talk about. I want to talk about what are some of the first steps that you feel that people can take when they're financially overwhelmed?
Okay. Define.
What should somebody
No,
do?
I'll say it from my perspective, and then I'll say it from my island perspective to what my POV is. But can you define financially
Mhm.
overwhelmed, just to give a general people an audience to what it is?
Okay, so financially overwhelmed, I have so much. Okay, this is a prime example of being financially overwhelmed. I have more. Am I make sure I'm saying this right? I have more month than I have money.
Okay. Oh, more bills.
I have I have I have more month. I have more bills than I have money.
Okay. All right. Now, I can use this because again, I have more month than money. Come on. One, you have to realize that if you're not financially stable enough to maintain all the things that you want, you're gonna have to cut that out. You have to. And there's
Absolutely.
ways around the things that you want. Oh, I want to have Netflix and everything else. Well, you can't afford it, so try Tubi. Oh, I need to have the
Huh.
baddest phone and the baddest iPhone. No, you don't. You can go to freaking Walmart,
Hmm.
buy a phone for $150 and have it for 3 years and have the same thing. Wow, what a surprise. Sorry if you want the Safari.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Exactly.
that.
Um, I want to have the baddest car. You can have a good car, but be sensible in your payments. Why would you pay $600, $700 in a car when you know that you can't even have no money for food? What are you gonna do? Ubers?
Hmm.
That could work, but guess what? I've met Uber drivers. They don't get a lot of money, even if they try. They have to do hundreds of rides a day.
And, and check this out. I don't want people in my car anyway, but
No,
go
I
ahead,
get that. I
continue.
get that. I know you, Larry. You just kicked them the hell out on the second block. Out. You stink. But
Oh man, I don't want you anyway.
I will say this. To kind of get not out of financially overwhelmed, you have to cut the fat. You have to. You have to cut the parts that you know that you just
Absolutely.
can't maintain. I love my girlfriend, for example. I'll use her as an example because she can't get mad at me. Right. Well, she will, but it doesn't matter. Um, I love my girlfriend. She has, in terms that I can't really tell you right now, but I'll say it's simplicity, bougie tactics. And I get that. Like she likes sushi. She likes to like try new things and not like, oh, I want to go to $100 restaurant. She deserves to go to $100 restaurant. She deserves that, right? But
Hmm.
guess what? You don't even have enough money to go out to McDonald's for yourself for a lunch. Yet you want to take her out on a Friday and you know that you're going to have to do a loan on top of a loan on top of a loan just to take her out. And again, you'll get the, but still, the next day, you ain't
Yeah.
got no money.
Hmm.
And then she wants a brunch. Oh, I want
Yeah.
mimosas. I'm like, all right, okay, hold up, girl. Okay, we get you some Sunny D and some rum. I can't get the champagne. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is that, like, that's
Feel
all I
you.
mean.
I feel
Like,
you.
you got to understand that if you want to thrive, you have to cut the fat out and really try. I'm doing that right now. So, like, ironically, I can't, like, when my girlfriend left for the month, I had to adjust my financial status to not feed for two, but feed for one. Not hang out for two, but hang out for one. Instead of buying foods every single day and wasting money every single day, I will buy one type of food and eat it for 3 days and buy water and buy juice.
And there ain't nothing
Yeah,
wrong. Yep. There. So you are
exactly.
you're there with those some of those tactics there. That definitely works. But the first step is recognizing that you
Yeah,
might have a
and I
problem.
do.
How
And
about
I
that?
do.
And then going through and cutting out, figuring out the needs versus the wants, figuring out those assets versus liabilities. A lot of things that we have in our lives, we have to really go around and be like, is this an asset or is
Mm-hmm.
this a liability? Is this an asset or is this a liability? And ladies and gentlemen, for people out there, you have to be very careful because some people that we interact with, they can either be an asset or they could be a liability. And that's another thing as well. That's a whole nother topic. But again, you are average of the five closest people that you interact with on a daily basis. I'll repeat that again. You are only an average of the five closest people that you interact with on a daily basis. That could be some of the content that you consume on social media. If you're constantly consuming
Yeah.
negative, things that take you away from your goals, that's what you're going to be an average of. So you have to be very careful about the people you hang out with the music that you listen to, from the content that you consume.
Yeah.
It's real. It's definitely real. Any Other things you like to add before we move on to my next little question I have here?
I will add, and my girlfriend has never heard this before, but I'm saying this here because again, this is an open topic. This feels like midnight vibes to me. So this is just being honest, but no cursing. This is not my channel. I will say, in the beginning of my relationship with my girlfriend and the financial aspect of it, I felt like it was a liability.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized that it's a liability by my own ego and by my own standards of life, and not understanding that I grew up. You know me. I always grew up by myself. I've always been solitary. But being with this woman for 3 years now, it's going to be a 3-year anniversary. I think in a couple of days, like in a few days is going to be a 3-year anniversary. And I really
Listen, don't forget it. Don't forget it. You better know that.
There's a weird thing that me and my girlfriend does. Like, I know our anniversary is in November. She keeps saying it's in October. It's been 3 years. We keep saying that over and over again. I'm like, I'm going to say it's the day I die. Like, she says that we fell in love in October because we got together. I'm like, no. Our relationship was that, yes, we hanged out and everything else. But in November, when we bumped uglies, that's when we started being together. And that was in November. Like, October was just like, oh, I like you. I like you too. Oh, hugs. No, for me, I interactions count as time. So that was November. Again, I will clip this for myself.
Okay, gotcha.
But with her, she became an asset because she taught me different types of food, how to really manage my money, really have fun with what little we have, and really enjoy that. So yes, she is an asset for me right now. I see that she left a comment. Yeah, there we go. Oh, here we go. I'll say this to her, and I quote, yes, I like nice experiences, LOL, but I'm also happy to live within my means and make my means match this. Oh, thank you. It's the standard of life I want to live. I just want to enjoy what nature provides and experience the world. Yeah. But then she's like, baby, I want a $9 lemonade. Baby, I want some $12 kava coffee. Come on, baby. I love you. This is an honest discussion here. Stop capping. All right, anyway.
We're gonna have to get Cardano to come on her own segment, so she can let you have it.
Well, she will. She's watching us right now. She's like, oh, I want to text as fast as I can. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic. It's really interesting.
Okay. All right. So all right, so this question here, this has been restoration for me. This is a year of restoration. This is a year of recognizing that, like, I really have to clean some things up. I got to do something different in my life in order to maintain what I have, because we don't want to go backwards. So can you share a story or example of someone who restored their financial health, and what can we learn from it? Somebody who might have been down and out and they turned things around.
I can't really think of a lot of people in general, because I know a lot of people have always been the standard way. They haven't really gone up and down. But I will say one person. All right. This is the story of my mother's neighbor, to my understanding. He was married once. Was with her for like 3 years. They broke up, to my understanding. And then he kind of went down a downwards. No, you know what? No, not that story. I will tell you the story of a guy named Obi. Obi was a troubled teen. Obi crashed 3 cars by the time he was 21 because his parents could pay for it. But then his parents said enough. And then Obi went down a spiral of dating women and marrying them and all that jazz. At a certain point, I found out that he works for the government now. He actually works for the government. He actually has a high-paying job. He is a high-priority person at this moment right now. And he has the choice to live near the base, and live to where his hometown is, where I live. And he has both, but the government pays for one and he pays for the other, but he doesn't have to pay for the other because that's a family house that's already been paid for. He gets all the money back in just perpetuity. And again, he doesn't go crazy anymore because he realized that lifestyle of wasting money and using insurance, again, insurance high, is a loss. My job here is being important. My government job makes me money. My government job lets me have a house in the north, and I get to hang out at my mom's and my parents' house for free. Which at the same time, that same family is renting out the first floor and making money off that, because that place is selling food every month. They pay them because, again, just they realized it. Where they live makes money, but their second and third floor is for them. But the first floor, make your money. The dad's been retired for like 30 years. He's never asked for money at all. He's never really needed money. And I can see why, because you stockpile it like freaking rations. That's restoration to me.
Speaking of stockpiling, I'm going to put it this way. This will be a game changer. Is it wise to save your money in your home? Save your money in a bank account, a savings account, or invest it in the stock market?
That's a three-sided sword right there. Now there's no
or I'll put the last one on there.
Okay.
All three.
Because now here's the problem though. If you're really coming up in the world, there's going to be people that are going to be watching you. So you got to be paranoid a little bit on that part. And there's a lot of people here that I see in the news. Oh, person stole $55,000. People stole $12,000 because they grew up like me. Like, I'm going to put my money in my home safely because I can just hide it. I know where it is. I don't trust banks because they take money away from you. But that's just me. In a bank, you can also do that as well. But then you got to realize, do you really trust the bank? Do you really trust the people around you? Or what happens when you're hurt? Can you even take the money out when you can? What happens when you need $4,000, but the bank's like, you can only take out $2,000? Like, you just need it. Okay?
It's a possibility.
And the stocks as well, if you're savvy and you have a good accountant to kind of tell you, like, we can go big, we can go slow, we can go like passively, that's a gamble. You're never going to always win. That's the one guarantee in the stocks. You're never going to always win. Never. You're winning sometimes, but you're going to lose. So,
yeah.
That's what I mean. It's a gamble.
I like your responses because there is truth to all of them.
Yeah.
But I'll go to the last one with the stock market. Yeah. What I have to say about investing is, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. The only thing that I am is a financial coach. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do with their money, but never put anything into the stock market what you are not willing to lose. Because you may win, but there's a point where you may lose something as well. But you have to be set up to a point where, what are you willing to risk? If you're going to put money in there and then you can't sleep at night, then what I would do is say, absolutely not. Don't put it in there. If I have to put money in something and I'm going to be stressing and biting my fingernails and getting crazy over and worrying about what's happening and checking the stocks here or there, then that type of individual, maybe you probably should second guess. But if you say, you know what, check this out, ladies and gentlemen, I was going to go to McDonald's, Burger King, fast food places, whatever it was, and I was going to drop that $20, every week. And I was going to eat that food. And then what was going to happen is maybe about an hour, and then not hour, I'll just say the next day, you're probably going to be pooping that out and flushing it down the toilet.
Yep.
So if you could take $20 from that and have a little bit of self-control and say, you know what, if I was going to take that $20 and throw it away anyway, maybe I could take that $20 and invest it into the stock market. Just a suggestion.
Yeah. True. I would say the true goal of making money is not entrepreneurial, in philanthropic type of places. Like, really put money investing in programs and grants, because that is tax deductible, ladies and gentlemen. Put a little money in, get some money out. That's all it is. That's what I gotta say.
Now, I know you have talked to me a lot about cryptocurrency.
Yes.
How do you feel about that today? It's been a minute since we spoke about it. How do you feel about it today?
It was such a fad that Hawk Tour girl was gonna do the Doge, like the Hawk Tour coin, and then the Doge coin, and everyone was doing coins.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just sad. I think, yeah, I just saw a video of a Puerto Rican woman here in Puerto Rico. Because again, I told you there's cryptocurrencies here in Puerto Rico. Conversion places. She's like, yeah, I bought some Bitcoin. I took $20 and I put it in Bitcoin. I'm like, oh, you know, how was it? I wasn't like, it was okay. So seeing that, it's the future.
So is that something that you see yourself investing in, or you're just going to see what happens?
Yes. Sadly, yes. I know in the future I don't want to, but I know that in a pinch, if you can get like $100 or $200 that you know that you can use this for, like, you don't have to use it right now, but you can use this as a gamble. There's nothing, again, not like, oh, I'm gonna put my whole house. Like, no, get $100, $200, buy a couple crypto coins. Again, there's no secret. If you dig inside hardware and mine that stuff, you will find crypto coins. If you go down that route, you can do that. But at the same time, you know that in the future, okay, let's say like this. My girlfriend wants to go to Dubai one day. I think I want to go to Dubai as well in the future. They accept cryptocurrency over there. So it just in a pinch, when you don't have your American money, you don't have Dubai money, but you have cryptocurrency, you can use it. This is a worldly thing. This is going to be a worldly thing where in 15 years, McDonald's, Burger King, what you said, they're going to start using cryptocurrency. They start using Apple Pay, and that was a weird thing over here.
Oh yeah, I sign up for that.
See?
You don't have to carry your wallet around. You just tap and pay, and you keep it moving. I think that's.
Everyone uses
I agree
the chip
with that.
now. You know that. Everyone just like, and I'm not gonna put my fucking numbers. Sorry, apologies. Beep beep, and then you walk away. I love that. I'm like, beep beep. I'm done. I'm out of here. Bye. Because I know how much money I have.
Now let me ask you a question. Would you be willing to put the chip in your hand?
That was the fastest no you can get off me, Laren. Come on now.
I just had to ask. No. I just wanted to see what you say about that.
And again, that's going to be in the future when you just don't want to have credit cards or you don't want to have like it in a sense. But at the same time, think about it this way. All your money is in one chip. The purpose of having a wallet and a pocket and a purse or purse is to separate your things. You got my food card, I got my bank card, I got my ATM card, I got this card. Like, because of the fact that you don't want to put it all at once. What happens when a woman puts a chip and she has an EBT card? Okay, I'm gonna get $100 in EBT. Beep. Oh, but I want to buy some shoes. I'm like, okay, then switch my chip. Like, it's going. Oh my god, I don't. It's gonna be a thing.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah, and you know, there's gonna be one woman. One woman in the world is gonna put a chip on her head right here. Like, oh, it's so cool. Watch. Beep. It's called getting cancer. You dumb woman. I'm saying this now. You can clip this for the future. It's gonna be a prediction, not a. Ugh.
I got you. I hope it don't get to that. See, I said it again. I just spoke. See?
Mm-hmm.
See? Yeah, we got to back that up. All right. So, what role does your mindset play in overcoming financial setbacks? How clear does your mind have to be in order to overcome whatever issues you're going through financially?
Okay, it's a two-part question, so I'll do the first part first. When I have to get out of financial debt and everything else, I have to buckle down. I have to, instead of buying a big meal because I like food, I have to go down a small meal, and instead of enjoying a nice drink on a Friday, I gotta wait till 2 weeks, and I have to buckle down because every person has to pay something in this world. Whether you like it or not, you're living in this world, you gotta have to pay something for something. That's until you're 18.
Yeah.
you know. Um, so, but to get better on it, I try to. My mindset now is just trying to be positive. You can be positive and poor. I did that for 10 years, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that great, but it's a lifestyle. But you have to try to be better. Being positive and poor, it's two things that doesn't combine. You can do it, but there's no rise in that. Like, you who are watching this, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to be better? Do you want to stay the same thing and have McDonald's twice a week for the rest of your life because that's all you can afford twice a week for the rest of your life? Do you really want to not go to the movies with your significant other or with your significant animal to the movie? Come on. Like, that's what I learned now. Like, I'm 43 and I don't want to keep eating McDonald's 2 weeks of my life every day. Like, why?
I love your transparency, and you are speaking truth about your own situation,
Yeah.
but the beauty of it is that you recognize it, and then now guess what? Tomorrow's another day and we can do something different.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things that I had to realize is that, okay, listen, I know what I have going on here. I know what I have to, pay going out.
Mm-hmm.
I know that this doesn't seem to match up properly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we gonna have to do something different. What are we gonna do? And for anybody out there that's listening, the next thing that you could do different could be in so many different ways. Number one, of course, watch what you're spending and watch what you're eating.
Yes.
But in reality, we know we can only cut back with so much before we start to say that this is just a little bit too much. We
Mm-hmm.
can't. You can only cut back so much. After that, then you could start to look around in your own four walls and say, you know what? Do I really need some of this stuff? Maybe I could start selling some stuff. Is there something in my closet that still has the tags on it? What could we do to
Yeah.
make things a little bit different? Or maybe the house that I'm living in or the apartment that I'm living in, maybe I don't need all this space. Maybe I need to downgrade. But again, you can only cut back so much. And then on the other aspect, do we need to go to our employer and maybe ask for a raise? Do we need to seek a promotion? Do we need to get a part-time job? Do we need to start a side hustle? What is it that we need to do to level ourselves
Mm-hmm.
up? Because you can only cut back, as you said, trim the fat so
Yeah.
much.
It's sad. I
Yeah.
I love my life. I love eating like nice things, but I grew up. You know me. I grew up in a way that my mentality doesn't let me try nice things. Doesn't let me try new things. I'm like, oh, I'll just try the same thing over and over again. My girlfriend hates this, and she can say this every time we go, for example, to Wendy's, right? And there's always like a new thing, and it's a little expensive. She's like, oh, I want to buy it for you. I'm like, no, I will get a number two, small, blah, 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 blah. I know how much it is. That's it. And my mindset's like, I'm happy with this. I'm complacent with this. I don't like that. I don't like that. My mind is like, you'll like your biscuits and gravy no matter where you get it. But I want to try lobster. I don't care. You like your biscuits and gravy.
Well, wait a minute. If you like it, then you're okay with it. But if you don't like it, then
I never spoil myself. For me, for example, I've never spoiled myself. I didn't grow up around a society where you get rewarded and you get cool things. I'm like, I did good things. I never got rewarded. I had to reward myself. Even right now, one of my favorite things to do for $6 is go to the bakery, buy me a half a loaf of bread, $1 of cheddar, and $1 of salami, and an orange juice. And eat half of that and have the other half for dinner. That's literally $6.
if that's what you like, that's what you
But
like.
I hate it because I deserve to have a
Okay.
sandwich in the morning. I deserve to have eggs and an omelet and pancakes and like even if but I don't think at the moment when I was thinking about that I don't deserve that. But now I'm like I deserve to have a cheesecake in the morning.
A- a-
Yeah.
absolutely. And you have to continue to say that, speak that, and feel that, and then that will become your
Yes. I
reality.
don't want that.
You have to continue to feel in that moment that that's what you want. And even here's the most difficult part is that we have to be careful not to give up. Not to give up on that thought, not to give up
Yeah.
on those feelings when reality present itself the way it's supposed to be. You might be going through something financially and you may not have that, meal that you may be in the thick of something, but you have to continue to tell yourself, you know what, Alex, this is just temporary. I'm going to continue to keep pushing forward. I'm going to continue to keep thinking a certain way because thoughts become things. And if I change my mindset and I continue to live in the end, remember I said in the beginning, you got to see it before you see it. Vision yourself having that meal, vision yourself doing those things. Your life will start to shape up.
True.
To present those things.
I don't want that.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can't get to a point where you become defeated and you start to regress. You have to see it before you see it and continue to look forward, regardless of what the outcome might be.
Yeah. I agree on that. I agree on that. True.
Easier said than done. Easier said than done. Just think about the worst situation that you were in and look where you're at here today. Just think back to and this is for everybody, think back to one of the worst situations that you were in and you thought that you would never get out of it. But then look where you're at here today.
My late 20s, you know about that, where I was living in a house with no light and water, and then I was walking 1 mile a day to wash myself in a public beach shower. Then I was eating, and ladies and gentlemen, I was eating potted meat and bread. That's it, because I had a really bad marijuana problem and I was an alkie. So I thought alcohol and that would be my happiness. I got worse. I got bad. Then I met the mother of my child, and that forced me, thankfully, to change. It took, this took me like 9 years to finally get out of my asshole shell to do something. But in that aspect, I've turned into a survivalist. And I don't like that now. I don't want to be a survivalist. I want to be a person that thrives, and I want to be the person that is comfortable to sit down in a chair and not think of math of bills for the next hour. That's the one thing that I hate. You get off work, you sit down, you took a shower, you had your lunch, you had your dinner, whatever, you sit down, and then light bill, water bill, cable bill, this, that, this, and then it just, then your girlfriend's like, I love you, and you're like 666 7 8 5 4, like whatever, just numbers. So yeah,
I know exactly where you're coming from. Yeah, I'll put this out there. We write our own stories, so we have the ability to change everything that we have going on. We have the ability to change everything that we have going on. What we are experiencing here today is what our thought process was yesterday. So it starts in the mindset. It starts in the mindset before it starts in your. You have to see it in your mind before you see it in your pockets.
Yeah.
Oof. Again, easier said than done. I'm not going to sit here and say that this happens overnight. This is definitely a process. I changed my mindset around money in 2022.
Okay. Makes sense.
Took some time, but just think, from when I thought I knew about money when I first started working at 19, all the way up until, what was that? That was 1999 to 2022.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it changed.
That's life.
It's possible.
No, it is possible. And yeah, you know me, like from me being in the Navy, but I was poor all the time. Then to me to come back home and I was homeless. Then to me to having a child and I was just working from job to job. To me now, being a freelancer, just a freelancer, but really coasting, not surviving, just coasting. And it's fun sometimes, but then you're like, I'm not growing. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, just enjoying what I got, and then going on to the next, and then a year passes by, and then a 2 year passes by, and then you close your eyes and wake up one day, you're 65, and you're doing this the same thing over and over again. You've done nothing productive in your life except do the same thing over and over again. That's called insanity.
Absolutely. So, and the definition of insanity is waking up every single day doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results.
Yeah.
So here's how you break that code. The next day you wake up, you just do something different.
Yeah.
You just push yourself to say, you know what, you got to do something different. Even as I'm sitting here now, I'm like, now when I get off of this podcast, Laren, there are certain things that you have to do to make sure that you don't fall back into the same patterns that you have done before. So just know that tomorrow when you wake up, you have the choice to be able to do something different and to break that code.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to do something different. Today's going to be a new day because I'm going to do something. Well, today is a new day because it is a new day and I'm alive and he's giving me another opportunity to do something different. So are we going to do it? Yes or no? See, the biggest enemy that we have is within self. Sometimes we really got to get with ourselves and look in the mirror and say, okay, listen, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
We going to either play this game or not. And that ego, which you spoke about earlier, that is one of the hardest things to defeating ego. Once you can do that, you've almost won half the battle there.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So
Yeah. This is deep, ladies and gentlemen. But the ego,
it is. It really is.
but the
It's
ego,
deep tonight.
I want to add on to this though. The ego is not a one-time battle. The ego is a constant battle. It's a constant battle of where you
Oh,
are, who you are, where's
Yeah.
people around you, who are the people around you, the environments, the media, the music. It never ends. And you have to understand that. Like, people are gonna hate you for you being different, but that's the point of you being different. You're not like them. You're not doing the same thing they're doing. You have to be different, and it's gonna be looked at differently, but that's the definition of being different.
Yeah.
Something that's not the same.
David Goggins is a great inspiration for that for me.
Okay.
He definitely has helped me studying some of his work as well. He gives it to you like I think you should look him up. He gives it to you like it is, and he'll give you it in the language that you like.
Okay. I'll check him
Yeah,
out. Nice.
yeah. David Goggins. That's definitely one that I look for. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I move on, I'm going to have Mr. Alex Coquito let us know again where we can follow him. But in the meantime, we're going to get into burning questions. So if you want to chime in on tonight's burning question or anything that you've heard tonight, please feel free to text me at 609 200 1098. Again, that number is 609 200 1098. You can let me know how you feel about tonight's burning question, anything that you have for my special guest. And before we get into burning questions, would you let everyone know where they can follow you at, where they can find your content at?
Of course. All right. My name is Alex Coquito, Coquito. You can find me on Rican Reactions, which is RICAN space REACTIONS. That is my YouTube channel, my X, and Alex Coquito on Instagram, Alex Coquito on Snapchat, Rican Reactions on Telegram. I have a Threads. I think it's Alex Coquito too. Whatever. I have a Blue Sky. But I will say,
Blue Sky.
it's weird. But I will say this: I am also a proprietor of the PWF, co-founder of that, the podcast on the Preacher Wrestling Fans. I am a co-member of the Evolve with PWF. We talk about WWE Evolve. I am the moderator for NXT Time with D-Walk. Shout out to Dennis and D-Walk. When he's drunk walk. When he's sober, it's fun. But I will say, and also Coquito Cabaret with Cardala Mohammed, aka Cardi M, aka the Invisible Woman, aka I want sushi, but I don't want to walk. She's gonna hate me for this. I know this.
Listen. I love sushi too, Cordala. Maybe we'll get sushi one day.
Oh, there's plenty of sushi places.
Yeah, I like sushi.
Street meat, but there actually is an Asian street meat in the kiosk now. I actually haven't tried that yet, but I really want to. Other than that, you can find me on Patreon as well, Alex Coquito. I talk about the news uncensored and just more of a honest, unbiased. I'm unbiased on my channel, mind you, but I'm actually no. I'm unbiased on YouTube. I'm not unbiased on my Patreon because people pay me. That's how it is. That's all I gotta say. And for Cardi M, my mother, and for everyone that knows me, thank you for all the women that have experienced the coquito. Shops closed. I'm with one woman now. It happens. That's it.
Just in coquito fashion, of course.
Of course. Of course.
No other way. No other way. All right. So, burning questions, which we have touched base on some of these tonight. We sort of answered them a little bit as we've gone through, but what is the first step for someone living paycheck to paycheck to create real financial breathing room? I feel that we've answered this, but I'll let you go ahead and take it away and add any insight on that before we close up.
To really, I'm saying this as a Puerto Rican here in Puerto Rico. If you want to try financial breathing room, you have to sacrifice a little bit, save, and try an idea. In this world, ideas come faster than time and space. You have to try it. If one doesn't work, try another. Try another. I have always lived in the credo of the inspiration of Michael from The Office, where he was trying to sell his company, and then he actually sold it. He said that even if you destroy this company, I'll make another company and another company, another company. I'll keep doing it forever because I have names don't matter, but the drive does. And I've always lived by that. I lost a channel, got another channel, and I'm going to get monetized by that because I did the work. Be smart in it. Do something that you've never done before, and I guarantee you, if you have an audience for it, and if you have people to back you up, and if you're financially savvy, you can be financially breathing well. Living paycheck to paycheck, that means you eat the same things, you drink the same things, you sleep the same things, you wake up to the same things. And once again, that is called insanity.
Yeah.
What I say.
So we said it before, so that means you have to do something a little bit different. And I like the term that you said, trimming the fat. I like that. I think that's the first step, is to look at your spending habits, and do you have more going out than you have coming in? That's the first step. Let me look at all of my expenses. Let me line them up. Let me write down all of my expenses. Let me write down my income. You know how much money you got it coming in. And just look at last month for an example. How much money did you make last month? Okay, so we know what that total dollar amount's going to be. Now add up all of your bills. And if you have more going out than coming in, now it's time where we need to look at all of the expenses and say, okay, what is it that I could live without? And you keep trimming the fat, like Alex Coquito said, and you keep trimming the fat until it makes sense. And it might be painful. It might not look nice. And you might want it to look nice, but it may not. So then at that point, that's where you need to look in the mirror and get with self and say, okay, what can we do different? Do we need to sell something? Do we need to move? Do we need to get another job? Do we need to go here? Do we need to go there? Because if you sit in that, just like you said, is insane, then you'll just be insane. You'll just be insane. Yeah. And who wants to be insane when you just act, but to fix insanity? So that's what I have to say.
Okay.
Burning questions. All right. So what do you have for us as we get ready to close out of here? What do you have?
My final thought of the show, by the way, it just felt like a nice little midnight vibes, 2.5674. A lot of 2 points, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say that, ladies and gentlemen, and this wasn't said online, but I'll say this now. I was going, and I'm kind of still going through a midlife crisis over financially, because I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life at this moment, and I didn't understand how to do in my life at this moment. This interview was scheduled a month ago. This was not like, hey man, you feel bad. Here's like, no, this was like, let's talk about this, and let's get to the point. October 3rd. And October 3rd, I didn't know where I was going in life. I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my girlfriend in life, because I didn't know what I wanted to be, honestly. Because I can live my life doing the insanity plea and just doing the same things over and over again until I have a heart attack at 60 and 70, and just doing the same thing over and over again. Or I can try something different, so by the time I can be realistically, I'm 43. So by 50, it's a nice little 7-year plan. I'm financially not even stable, like overachieved. And I have a place and I have a car and I have a business and I have things to do. So when I can come into my mom's house, hey mom, let's go and do this. Let's go and do that. Not because, no, just because I have the money to do that. That's one of my dreams. To just walk into a place and say, I want to do this. Let's go. I want to get on a plane and go to Philly or go to Florida or go to Vegas and just 2 days, stuff like that. Being frugal though, not being like, oh, money, oh, cash, money, cash. No.
I know what you mean.
Exactly. And I'm gonna give a little secret here. Get the Frontier app on your phone, ladies and gentlemen, right now, and keep checking on those specials. There's a special that if you pay $300, then for the next 3 months, all you got to pay is between $30 and $50 a flight. That's it. You know how great that is? Like, you worked a nice little paycheck, you made a nice little $120 extra for yourself. You're like, damn, I got $120 extra for myself. Let me put 30 in the paycheck. Let me put 30 in a plane ticket to go see something really, really quick, and 30 on the way back, and the other 60 and actually enjoying and that festivities. I know I got a plane there. I know I got a plane back. That is called financially being smart. Do that. Find yourself. If you get a midlife crisis, quarter life crisis, preteen life crisis, 16 life crisis, whatever you want to call it, understand that money will be here before, during, and after you've gone. So understand that if you can control it, if you can understand it, if you can use it to your own benefit, when you go to sleep one last time, it's not going to be of sadness, but it's going to be of peace. That's all I got to say. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow. I went deep.
Yeah, money is a tool, people.
Yes.
Money is a tool. You got to learn how to use it the right way. Now, I don't want to skip past these comments here. You know, your folks. So here we go.
Mr. D-Walk, Mr. Flint, part of the PWF. He likes to put that out there. It's Friday, so he's probably drinking. So good for you, sir. Yeah, Visible Man. Yeah, I love him, man. If you actually watch a Wednesday night on wrestling, he just rants and rants. But he has great commentary. I love him for that. I love him. It's crazy.
And then we have the lovely, talented Miss Cordala. Look at that. Midnight vibes.
Yeah. He's a busy man, I know. I thank you for that, ma'am. And I wanted to say this too. We said this offline, but I'll say this now. We and her trying to do the works of doing a couple's YouTube or a channel where we just react to stuff, like react to movies and music and society and funny cat memes and, goats on top of goat yoga, whatever it is, because we realize that now in the market, couples work. It's supposed to work. If you're both a couple, you're not crazy on Instagram or whatever, people are gonna watch it. It's weird.
I could see y'all doing a little TikTok videos together too. Do y'all do that? The little dancing videos and stuff.
I will soon with her. I have a whole bunch of like funny ones to do that she's like, oh, why are you doing it? Because I can. Like that's what I want to do.
So are you on TikTok?
Yes, I'm at. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Rican Reactions on YouTube. It's Rican Reactions on TikTok. I have almost 8,000 followers. I don't really care about it. It's just I dump stuff over there in case. That's it.
I know what you mean. Yeah. It's a little interesting over there.
But I learned, like I said, I learned some stuff over there, like just and you know this, in my social media, if I ever monetized on any of them, if I ever do, when I do, I want to really be the four faces of Coquito. Weekly Reactions is news. Instagram are clips. Twitter is just videos. For example, I found I think you saw this on my channel. I found that pregnant horse again. I was walking to the supermarket, and then there's that damn
I
pregnant
saw
horse.
that, yeah.
And he was walking by beside me. I had to say this in the beginning of the video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna go near it. I'm just gonna record it and just enjoy my day. And he's just like, bye, and I walked away. That's the life I want to put out there. Like, my life has been so weird, living in weird things. I want to show it in all aspects, but I gotta be smart. You know this, Laren. I can't put it all in one basket.
I find it to be so bizarre that you just have all those random animals just doing whatever. I'm like, all right. I mean, the closest that I get to stuff like that is deer. Yeah. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm over here. Don't make a move. Don't do anything. Because I'm good and I'm not trying to hurt you. But yeah.
Here's different though. Yeah. Here again, if you see a pig, or if you see a pig or a horse or something and they're just chilling, you can say hi to it. It won't bother. Again, they're all trained like dogs here. It's really weird. Like, all the horses are trained like dogs. They go out, they have food, and when they get spooked, they run their asses back home. And for the pigs, they go and they knock down trash cans, and once they see cars or something bigger than them, they run away. That's all they do. Pigs are like raccoons. No, pigs are actually pigs here are like raccoons. They're just I know you don't like raccoons. I know that. Shout out to Midnight Vibes in the early episodes. We learned about that phobia in your life. But, so remember that. But yeah, pigs are like raccoons here. So that's what I mean. It's just it's a crazy. I literally on the way to a place I was going to, I saw geese, a pig, a mongoose, and a couple cats all hanging out together. They weren't trying to kill each other. They weren't doing this. Just all hanging out in the same spot, just chilling. Animals are weird here.
At least the pigs that you have are not like the ones in Belgium.
No.
I was told that they will actually charge after you.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nah. No, thank you. I'm good.
Your horse won't bother you.
I'm good.
Cows, though. Cows will charge you. Like, that's the one thing here in Puerto Rico I learned. Like, cows are very solitary creatures with their families. As long as you don't go around their bubble, and especially if they have a new baby, do not go near a cow here in Puerto Rico if they had a new baby. Like, they will charge at you. The mother, the father, the crew, this other crew that rivals them, they don't care. They will come at you. They will attack you.
They help.
Yeah.
Yeah, they help.
I saw a video of that a few days ago. One goes, and then the mom got spooked, and then like 10 cows. And they all stopped at the chain link fence and just stopped. They knew they couldn't go past it. They're like, and they walked away.
Wow. What do you think would have happened if they caught up to her?
Oh, on Channel 11, ladies and gentlemen, at 6 o'clock, a woman got trampled by 10 cows. It's the person's fault. That's what happened. On Channel 11, Noti Centro. That's what happened. Yes.
Did you say Dos Cientos?
Noti News Center. But in Spanish, it's Noti Centro. Channel 11.
Oh, okay.
It's really good to say it. I hate that channel anyway. But anyway, yes.
I do know what Dos Cientos is.
200. Yes.
I've learned that. All right. Well, I want to say thank you so much, brother, for coming through. I appreciate you. You know, I have you when it comes to the coaching session. So whenever you're ready,
of course,
you know, it is what it is. And yeah, we're going to get out of here. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to enjoy mine as we get ready to get this started. I also have a masterclass on Sunday. I don't know if you're available, but I'll give you an invitation to my masterclass on Sunday, which is at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is called Unwrapping Financial Peace, Mastering Holiday Spending and Emergency Savings. So you and Cardala, you can come through. I'll send you the information on it.
I actually will ask Cardala if she wants to jump in on that one. Actually, I'm very interested to talk about that on Sunday. I'll see if I'm available. I would love for you to talk with her when she comes back from the States. Like spiritual, like again, not just her living in Philly. She has a story about finances. And that would be a great.
We're right next. Yeah, we're right next door. So Philly is right next door to me. I'm here in Jersey, so absolutely.
But like she can talk about
Yeah.
that too. But next time she's going back to Halloween. In Halloween, she's going back to celebrate Halloween over there. So I'm actually happy about that. Again, $30 a ticket in Frontier. Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm whispering so I don't get stopped by the cops. But other than that, thank you, Larry, once again for giving us the time, giving me the time to really express myself. I've been down lately, midlife crisis and all, and depression. But reconnecting with Laren and feeling like Midnight Vibes 2.676655 all over again, it's just it felt natural. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I was telling them like I'm not really financially savvy, but give me the right questions, I give you the right answers because I want to grow. This is a genuine reaction of a person that wants to change financially because I don't want to be in the same thing over and over again with the woman that I want to marry and get a house and have all that garden stuff. Which, by the way, Cardala, I grew up gardening. I am not gardening. That's on your thing. That's on your dime, on your feet, your hands. I love you. Evidence. That's all I gotta say.
That is funny, man. All right. You have a good night. I'm gonna talk to you soon and take care. It's always a pleasure. Stay safe out there. Love
Love
you.
you.
Take care. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That was my friend, Mr. Alex Coquito, all the way from Puerto Rico. Lots of information. I love connecting with Alex. He shares his stories, and I feel like I'm right there with him. When he's describing his hometown, and, you know, I feel like I'm right there every time. So I need to get myself to Puerto Rico. That's coming up soon. I'm putting it out there. It's coming up soon. If you heard anything that you like tonight, if anything sparked an interest, anything around debt free living, I focus on debt free living from 4 different realms: spiritual, mental, physical, and financial. The first back, the first aspect of it, and again, this is the path that I teach when it comes to financial literacy. The first path is the spiritual realm, understanding and knowing who you are with your spiritual self. Because if you don't know who you are, I believe that you'll have a hard time of figuring out where you're going. After we get that one down, then we need to focus on the mental aspect of debt free living. What is it that I have been programmed with as a child? What have I experienced? How do I feel about money today based off of how I grew up? And I'll tell you that the way that we feel about money, majority of it comes from what we were programmed with. Sorry to say it, but we were all have been programmed. Your parents did it, your grandparents did it, whoever raised you, whatever you witnessed, whatever you watched, whatever you consumed. We've been programmed. But here's the beauty behind that part. Once you understand and know, you can reprogram the mental aspect of it. Start to look at how you view money differently, how you feel about money. We can get away from some of the things as money don't grow on trees. We can get away from some of the money is the root of all evil, because that is not true. For the love of money is the root of all evil. When you start to love money more than you love people, when you turn money into an idol, that's evil. But when they told us money is the root of all evil and we went around repeating it, and then more times that you repeat it, you all of a sudden will believe it, and then it will show up in your reality. This is where it comes from, changing the mental aspect of it, changing the mental aspect of how we feel about money. See, money is like being in a relationship. If you are in a controlling relationship and you tighten your money and you don't spend properly and you don't, you know, care for your money properly. You don't tuck it to bed at night. You don't kiss it. You don't massage it. You don't just think about being in a relationship. That's how you have to be with your money. And then on the other aspect, some of us just like to lend our money out. We just like to do too much. And there's another term for it, but I'm not going to call it. But yeah, our money is just a little bit too loose and we're okay with it. It's like almost that we're a pimp and our money is and we just letting it out. We just letting it do. And then what do you think that outcome is going to be? What type of relationship is that? So think about being in love with your money to the point where it's like a relationship. Now we'll move off of the mental and we'll get into the physical. Once you understand the spiritual, you start to think and feel differently about money. Your relationship with money is different. You start to speak different. You're not coming from a mindset of lack. You are coming from a mindset of abundance. Now we can flow into the physical aspect. How are you showing up in the physical world and interacting and spending your money? From the food that you eat, to controlling your impulse spending, to determining your wants versus your needs. That's the physical aspect of it. Now we have built on 3 different pillars now over a period of time. We focused on the spiritual. We know who we are. We know what our purpose is. We understand that it is not ours money. It is not our money. It is God's money. And when we learn how to be good managers of his money that he has entrusted us, we focused on the mental aspect of it. We feel a little bit different about money. We're not fearful. We know that there's a bunch of money out there. I'm not coming from lack. I'm not coming from scarcity. I'm showing up different in the world from a physical aspect. I'm spending differently. I'm making better choices. I'm picking better food choices. My mind is better. My gut is better. Therefore, I'm making better decisions financially because I'm not overloaded with food that does not serve my purpose in life. All of those 3 combined, I'm saving. I might be investing. I might have started my own business. Now we're building wealth financially. That's what I focus on at Black Diamond Consultations. Debt-free living. Realizing that we can do this on our own. We don't need to loan. We don't need to borrow. We don't need to swipe. If this type of lifestyle, and again, this is not for everybody because some people just can't get rid of the credit cards. Some people want to continue to rob Peter to pay Paul. Some people are okay with that. Some people want to live paycheck to paycheck because that's all that they knew and that's all that their parents have known and so forth and so on, and they're not ready. When you are ready, if you feel that enough is enough, I want to change. This is something that I've had enough of. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of myself. I want to do something different. I'm cutting up my credit cards. I'm no longer hanging out with X, Y, and Z. I'm no longer picking up this bad habit. I want to do something different. I've hit rock bottom and there is no lower. I'm already on the bottom. And the only thing that I can do is climb myself up out of this situation that I put myself in. Head on over to LarenGaines.com. Sign up for my free 15-minute consultation. Apply to see if you qualify for the coaching sessions. You may also sign up for my free monthly newsletter, which is Whispers of Wisdom, and I give you awesome inspirational content centered around all of the debt-free living pillars that I spoke about: spiritual, mental, physical, financial, delivered to your inbox once a month. I also have a masterclass that is coming up Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want more information on unwrapping financial peace, master holiday spending and emergency savings, again, you can find that information at Laren Gaines. I want to set people up for what we are in right now, which I like to call Well, it's reality. It's downhill from here. Once October hits, you got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you have New Year's. It's a wrap. Every single month, people are going to have to come out of their pocket, from the Halloween costumes to the parties that you have to attend, Thanksgiving meals, Black Friday sales, uh, Christmas Eve parties, Christmas parties, all of the festive things that go on in a month of December to begin with. It's a lot going on. And then we flow right on into the new year. And then before you know it, if you were not set up financially, if you didn't have a budget set up, if you didn't have a game plan, you're going to go and carry some of that stuff into the new year. Again, you can find out more information, LarenGaines.com. If you want to text me, you can as well, and I can give you some information on that. That number is 609-200-1098. Again, that number is 609-200-1098. And you may also email me at info@LarenGaines.com. And we have Rican Reactions. Great show. It most certainly was. And I could not do that without my special guest, Mr. Alex Coquito. And on that note, I'm going to get out of here. And it has been a pleasure. And I'm so thankful for all of my guests that have joined me all week long. And I will see some of you on Sunday. And I have one last stop for the Reading Between the Wines tour. So thank you all so much for joining in. And I will see you when I see you. Have a good night.
4, 3, 2, 1. And that's a wrap on today's episode of the 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines, where growth is always on the menu, and every pour reveals a little more truth. The conversation doesn't end here. Have something to say? Want to weigh in on tonight's burning questions? Text us anytime at the official 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines hotline at 609-200-1098. Stay plugged in across all social media platforms at Gaines. We're live and in the conversation on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, DLive, Twitch, and Dailymotion. Prefer to listen on the go? The audio version is streaming on most major podcast outlets. Until we meet again, take what you've learned, sip slow, speak truth, and remember, transformation starts within. Powered by the Black Diamond Consultations Network.